Hello there, this is Scott Hewitt. You might remember me, well, you've probably never heard me before, but I have done games such as the Fatrix demo. I've also worked on Spy 2 with Jon Robson, and I'm going to show you today how to do AI in Multimedia Fusion or any other Click program. So I'm going to make this extremely simple, and I'm doing it on the fly, so if there's any mistakes, you're going to see them as they happen. So first things first, we've just made a new frame, and we're not going to do anything scrolling or anything fancy. We're just going to do some general AI, and we're going to do it with basic graphics as well. Nothing amazing. So right click Insert Object, and first of all, we're going to select an active object. This will be our player. So here he is, and just maybe want to rename him as player. Oops. There we go, that's player. So there's the player. And then we need to make some backdrop objects. These will be our area that the AI will bump into and realize. So you want to just make a generic backdrop. So here we go. I think actually we're probably better off using quick backdrop, which will probably be somewhere near the bottom. Let's type Q. Question and answer, quick backdrop. There we go. So it's like something like this, and then we can just resize it to whatever we want, like so. Alright, so we're just going to make a generic block here, and you want to make this into a obstacle. Now, where is that in here? Used to be a straight, oh, of course, it's down here in this block. So, yes, we need to make this into an obstacle. So, obstacle type, and we want obstacle. So, like so. And then what we can do is we can bring even more of these in, just drop them in. I think if we resize this, it will resize all of them in the same way. Yes, it does. So, if we'll just make it generic blocks for now. Like so. It doesn't need to be brain science for now. So, like this. And so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm just basically making a very simple level here using obstacle backdrops. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have our enemy over here. So insert new object. I'm going to make this a active object, but this one, because it's going to be our enemy object, so we'll rename it first. So enemy. I'm just going to edit it and change the image inside, make it a little bit more obvious to what it is. So let's delete that. There we go, and we'll fill it in red so we know it's a baddie. Let's get rid of that there and fill it again. Okay, so there we go. This is our enemy, and I'm going to make the enemy into a bouncy ball. So get down here, bouncy ball, speed 60, deceleration 0, number of angles, knock the randomizer right down, and security all the way up. There we go. So then what we're going to do is we're going to make a event that just makes this bounce up and down. So I need to put the initial direction. So remove them all, and we'll make him go straight down first. So now when the game starts, the bouncy ball object will go straight down, bounce back up and down when we've set the instance. And then we're going to use another active object, which will be for the AI. So we're going to make a little active object here, and we need to resize it. In here, in Multimedia Fusion 2, sadly, there's no quick way of resizing it. You have to use this resize thing here and click apply, but once it's done, it's done. Same with zooming, sadly. Multimedia Fusion 2 requires you use this slider here. So yeah, we want this to be the site object. So we're gonna draw a little here we go, brush tool. So we're just gonna make a little sort of circle like so, and this will be our AI. In fact, let's make that a little bit bigger. So make it 6 by 6. And there we go. And we'll make this again. You have to bear with me. As I say, I'm doing this all on the fly. Not really any planning involved, just doing it. So this is the AI object. So we're going to rename it to site. And we'll make an event which destroys it when the level begins. And we just want a highly secure bouncing object, very fast, no randomness. In fact, let's slow down this object. We don't want it moving too fast. We want to be able to see it going. I reckon 15 would be suffice. 15, yep, all right, here we go. Right, so we're going to have this moving up and down, and then on a certain event, it's going to shoot these site objects from all directions, and then we're going to make it so that it can actually see. See, the way that the AI works in Spy 2, and the other ones is, obviously the object actually can't see, but instead what it does is on a certain event, it fires these objects, and should it get, should it hit any object that's an obstacle, or the player, then it reacts to that. So first things first, we're going to go to the event editor, and we're going to make a start of the level and destroy this object here. So there we go, that's destroyed. And then we want to make an event for when the enemy collides with, it moves to the edge, isn't it? That is... I'm probably going to pause this for a second and find out where it is. Okay, it goes to show how long it is since I've used this. It's under position and test position of enemy, and then it's colliding or leaving the area. Leaves the player area on the top of the bottom, and then we click movement bounce. So that will make it move up and down based on if it's the top or bottom. And then now we need to do the AI event. So we do an every, and then we'll select every 2 seconds. You can increase this value, but you've got to bear in mind that AI is quite intensive on your application. So you need to put some fail-safes on board for this, otherwise you're eventually going to use up, because there's a limit on older versions for how many active objects can be running at once, which is why Spy 2 struggled so much on certain systems, because it would use so many active objects to run the AI, and if, say, an enemy was out in the open and there was nothing to collide with, you would just get this build up of objects that would be like going to the end of the level to destroy. And that's also why sometimes you'd be walking along and all of a sudden an enemy at the other side of the map would be able to see you. There are ways around this, but at the time we didn't really think of that. But anyway, we need to insert some more to this. So we need to make it so that we don't just have every enemy select, just firing objects at once. So what you want to do is you want to go pick and count and pick an enemy at random. So it'll pick any one of these at random, and then it will use this AI event. So here we go. We want this enemy to shoot an object, and you want to shoot site. So you click OK, and you want to select the direction. So first one, well, we'll start off with the one that's most important. We want to shoot it in the left. So we click OK, and speed of object, I don't think, oh yes we can. We can go to 250 in this, I believe. But what we'll do is we'll slow it down to 60, I think. And we'll click OK. So it will shoot that in that direction. You need to create these for every angle that you want him to be able to see in.